Well, hey there, it's Elka.
And Jen, and welcome to another one of our live sessions. We might be doing a live marathon in the next couple of days or even this afternoon. We'll see what happens. But we're doing a bunch of live videos that are like interview style for you to get a little bit more insight on how we have progressed through our Zazzle journey and why we love Zazzle, and then also how you can change your lifestyle by using the platform called Zazzle, which is a print on demand platform to make an online business and to actually get income from working online. And so we're here to give you some inspiration on what 5 strategies, first of all, that changed our lives. And those 5 strategies were 5 strategies that actually Elka came up with when we were on our journey on Zazzle towards success, because we were struggling on Zazzle. And we know the hardships some people go through, because in our first year in 2007, 2008, and working on Zazzle, both Elka and I made $90 in our first year. And so that definitely is not very motivating, and is, defeating at certain points. So we see you and we hear you if you're going through the same struggles. If you're not, and you're just brand new and looking for an opportunity to make money online, change your lifestyle, change the way that you earn money and the household earns money, then Zazzle is a really great opportunity for you. And our lives have been changed because of these 5 strategies that we implemented. And we're actually teaching those to you in a free masterclass. So just before we get into all the details and go on talking for a long time, if you're interested in signing up for our free masterclass, the link is in the description of this video below, and you can sign up for free, and we will be telling you what those 5 strategies are and how they are so important to amplifying your Zazzle sales. Like, they're the key to your success on Zazzle, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know if you want to touch a little bit on that, but that's sort of like my little intro is to anyone who's on Zazzle or anyone who wants to start an online business, that we're the pioneers at the beginning. I mean, 2007 was a long time ago, if you think about it.
Yeah. And a couple of things that you just mentioned. First of all, thank you for joining us. Jen and I have been teaching people for 7 years how to make money on the platform Zazzle, which is, when people say, oh, I'm going to start an online business with print on demand, they right away think of, oh, I've got to do a Shopify store or an Etsy store, and I have to use a whole bunch of different platforms to print the product and source the product and all that stuff, and I have to drive traffic to my store and pay for ads, and it just feels so tiring as soon as we hear people do that. But yet, for some reason, people are very accepting of that process because they seem to have known that as the way to go. And yet, there's this really cool platform called Zazzle, which we've been talking about for over 7 years. And as Jen said, we've been on since 2007. And it's just the easiest way to do print on demand, period. And as long as you actually see that as an opportunity, then you start to realize, wow, but I just really need to get this business off and running. And that's when people start to get a little bit scared, because they go like, well, even though Zazzle's taking care of so many different things, I still have to run a business. And so when you're on Etsy or Shopify, you might get a little bit more sales right off the bat because it's just a bigger platform, or especially Etsy. Shopify, not so much, because you have to drive your own traffic to there, and that's very hard. But what is not as clear is that Zazzle is such a bigger opportunity if you understand the business. And I think some people go like, well, it's free, so I can just go on there and start doing stuff. I don't need help. And because it's free, you're not invested in it, because you haven't paid for ads, you haven't paid for the Etsy accounts, you haven't paid for the listings. For some reason, people keep switching it, and in their mindset that it's a hobby kind of mindset on the Zazzle platform. And then they go like, oh, it didn't work. I only get so much, like I'm only getting a little bit of payout. And it's hard and it takes a long time. And it's like, no, we're here to prove to you that it doesn't. It's just that if you don't know how to use a platform and you don't have the proper business approach, then yes, you will get that result. And that's what Jen and I did at the beginning. We did the same thing when there was nobody training anyone on how to do print on demand, let alone on Zazzle. And we just kind of mucked around and yeah, $90 in our first year was like embarrassing because we worked so hard and so many hours, and that's all we got out of it. And we were so excited when we first started selling, but then it just didn't seem to escalate to anything that was worth all that time. And so what we realized afterwards, when we did a lot of work to get the strategies in place, that, I mean, we didn't even know that they were strategies. We called them that afterwards, when we go like, why is it that we're so successful? How do we, translate this into like something other people can understand? Because Jen and I were just kind of like, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to add this, got to do this. And then all of a sudden things started working. But we didn't realize it at the time. But my business background, her business background, my creative background, my science background, my PhD background with the analytics, they all came together to create the 5 strategies, and that's how we operated. Now, we're obviously not going to ask you to have a PhD in order to understand the analytics, because we've made it easy in our training. But what's really fun is that having these 5 strategies together all of a sudden just let our income skyrocket to the point where we were making 6 figures a year. So this is the kind of cool piece that people forget, because a lot of people search for Zazzle and they go, can you make money on Zazzle? And then you get all these videos of people who are going like, well, I tried this and I tried that and that didn't work. And this, don't expect a lot of money. Yet our clients are like, our top clients are earning 6 figures every single year, year after year. And we've helped people sell over $160 million on the platform because of the training. And yet a lot of people who started our training were struggling like we did way before, for years, and only it was like last attempt, and it's like, okay, I'll give this a try because I can't figure it out myself. And then all of a sudden it started to work for them, just like it started to work for us. And so I want to change that impression. I want to get everyone feeling that it's possible, and that Zazzle is actually even better than Etsy. And we have a lot of people that come from Etsy because they're tired of Etsy. It's hard, it's competitive, and it's so much easier on the Zazzle platform. So if you're an Etsy seller, come and check it out, because we've got so many converts, it's not funny. And the thing is though, no matter what you're doing, every business has to be a business, that like you can't run it like a hobby. And that's what the 5 strategies do. They basically prompt you to run it like a business. And that's why we're so excited, because once you do it, then you get the results, and we obviously can't ever make income claims. But once you've implemented those 5 strategies properly, they do start to work for you on the Zazzle platform. And you can actually relate it then to your Etsy store or any other store you're working on. But by then you'll have fallen in love with Zazzle and realize, wow, it's so much easier there. It's like business in a box. And so all you have to do is run the business properly. And that's so much easier than having all these juggling moving parts in all these other different ways that you can make an online business work using the print on demand business model, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, and that's the techie side and the business side of things. But what we love is the freedom and the lifestyle and the way it's changed our lives, to the point where when we were on Zazzle in 2008, during the housing crisis, everyone was going like, there's nobody to buy anything online. Everyone's lost their money in the housing market. It's not true. That's when we started making the most money and really seeing our sales increase. And then the next thing that came along was COVID. Well, there were other things, but COVID was a huge thing. And even during there, when things just completely turned upside down, we were flourishing, our clients were flourishing, because we knew how to pivot, and we already had the 5 strategies in place, which was a business, strategy that was ultimately going to allow us to just go like, okay, what's working, what's not working, how can we pivot? And I think that's what really made us feel so confident about our 5 strategies, because they worked so well during COVID. And a lot of people never had to feel the effects of COVID, because they had their online business and it was working, and it actually made more money during COVID than ever before. And so when everyone was struggling and feeling like what's going to happen to my job, etc., in our case it was like business as usual. In fact, profit more.
Mm-hmm.
And 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 I almost felt guilty because here we had a business set up that actually even survived that sort of big pressure on society, on even though, a lot of things that people sold on the platform were things that were, related to people getting together in person, which they no longer could do. But with our strategies and our coaching, we helped people just see the opportunities and pivot and use the Zazzle platform to market to those people that no longer could be getting together in person, but there would be an alternative. And it was really fun because our lifestyle didn't change during COVID. We just had to stay inside, but it was never a financial burden or fear that things would, we would lose our jobs or we wouldn't have any money, etc. And I think that just solidified it for me. And now it's 4 years later, and yeah, COVID's still happening. The economy's still not the greatest, but Jen and I were doing really well, and also our clients are doing really well, who are implementing the 5 strategies into their Zazzle store, and they're quitting their jobs, they're retiring their husbands, they're buying investment properties, they're paying off their current house, they're debt free, they're traveling, they're taking year off and to do fun things. And it's just like so heartwarming to see that as the result of them trusting the Zazzle platform and trusting our coaching to get the goals that they want in terms of what they want to do with the money that they're earning on the Zazzle platform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we've had so many amazing stories, and this whole topic is changing your lifestyle. It's like the 5 strategies that Elka created. Although she did create them, I learned them, and she learned them herself through trial and error. And those 5 strategies were like the catalyst that changed our lives from the beginning. And so, with this transition, with people like saying the uncertainty in the economy and COVID and all of these things, there's a lot of negativity that's going along in the world right now in terms of it's just all kind of like doomsday feeling. But there is another side of that, right? And I think there's a lot of people that just need to be convinced and also see a different perspective of things, because there are people out there who are flourishing, who are making money, who are traveling, buying houses, paying off their debt. And so the majority, yes, of people in the mainstream, let's say like media or everything that you just kind of talk about in your everyday activities with people, is a lot of stuff about scarcity and nervousness about what's going on with society. However, there is so much more that we don't know, and then so much more that we can take advantage of. And what thought was amazing when we first started out on Zazzle is that we changed our lives continually through the years that we've been on Zazzle, and it's been such a wonderful journey to see where we started out from. And when you start out from somewhere, you can't all of a sudden ultimately see the end goal right away. It's a transition, and it's a work in progress, right? And so the 5 strategies changed our lives, and we had that solidified earnings coming in, but we were able to then experience so many different things and do different things, and also up level our own ways of thinking and the ways that we saw and viewed the world, right? Because you can take information in, and then you can translate that information, and then you can utilize that based on your own business experience and whatever you want to do with your life. And so Elka, her story, if you're just brand new kind of following us and coming into our community, it was she quit her 9 to 5 corporate job, because she wanted to stay at home and spend more time with her children and me and my younger brothers. And I know that sounds weird because I'm an adult now, but that did happen. And so she was able to use Zazzle as a way to stay at home and change her lifestyle and create this wonderful, loving home for myself and my 2 younger brothers. Because if she wasn't at home, my experience in my life today would not be the same as what I did experience in the past. And like for me, at least, I don't know if this resonates with everyone, but because we live in this world of instant gratification, there isn't, the future project of, okay, my actions today will determine something in the future. I don't know what those will be, but I know that I'm making the right decision moving forward, because I have like this vision at the end of whatever the possibility may be, right? I don't have the proper, formula of everything that's going to work out, but I know that I'm taking the right step. And so Elka and I, we did that when we implemented the 5 strategies. And for myself, I was able to actually, drop out of second year university because I didn't know what I wanted to do in terms of my career path, and create an online business that worked for me and gave me my income that I needed that would be considered a proper yearly salary. And I was able to travel the world and live over in Spain for 10 years. Across the world, sorry, because I'm from Canada, right? And so I lived in Europe for 10 years because my Zazzle business. And if you were to ask me the day that I opened my Zazzle business, do you think that you'd be able to live in Spain for 10 years based on the income you're making? Be like, no, not a chance, because I made $90 in my first year. But that didn't let Elka and I, it didn't stop us from dreaming big dreams and also trying to work things out. And I think that partly because of changing your lifestyle is the topic of this, but it also goes hand in hand with mindset and how you view certain things that you can do. Because if you are in this, let's say, negative mindset of, okay, well, no one's going to buy my stuff, the economy is going down, unemployment, COVID, all these things, yes, they are very relevant and very valid. But if you're going to let those things stop you, then unfortunately, you're not going to move forward, right? And we want to make people feel inspired that we have to adapt and evolve. It's just all back to the evolution theory, right? And if we just kind of stay within this little mold, then we're not going to move forward and progress. Because your life can change, right? Even if you make a small decision today, that small decision today can change what's happening tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And that's just the beauty of it. That is uncertain, but it's also uncertain in a good way because so many things can happen, right?
So what are these 5 strategies? Let's just go over them quickly, because we did say that these would be something we talk about today,
Yeah.
just in case. Yeah, and Jen mentioned the masterclass at the beginning. It's a free masterclass, and we definitely think that you would benefit from it, because it's not just a matter of telling you what the strategies are. We're actually going to give you like reasoning behind why they're all the strategies that we think are important, and are important because they've been very effective for other people and ourselves, but also what you can do right then and there as a low-hanging fruit action that you can take, so that you can really understand that, hey, if this works, then the rest of the 5 strategies, or stuff in each of the 5 strategies, is going to be really helpful if some of this stuff works already. And so I think it's worth going to this masterclass just for that. And then obviously you can also check out and see what we have as training and paid investment opportunities for us to work together. But the 5 strategies are incredibly important, that they are always working together. So that's the first thing I want to make clear. I think a lot of people pick 1 or 2 and they get really good at them, and then they don't actually do the rest. And that's where they fail, even though they're very good at, like, let's say, designing or picking a niche or whatever. But then maybe they don't, have that tied in with their income goal or their mindset or their, ability to check to see how they're doing and analyzing things. So just remember that you have to have them all working together, because they even kind of intertwine. So the first strategy is establish, and they're fancy names. Yep, establish, then create, then announce, then align, and then analyze. So those are fun. They're just so that you can easily remember them. But really, basically, at the beginning, what you want to do is create the basis, the foundation of your business. You want to
Yes.
pick out
Yeah.
your niche, you want to pick out your avatar, you want to pick out your store, your name for your store, a logo, what are you going to offer? Just the basic foundation of what your store is going to do. It's basically setting up your business, right? Then strategy number 2 is create, which means you have to create your inventory. And that is not as easy as it sounds, right? With AI and all the other things that are available now, like with Everbee on Etsy, where you just kind of go find a design and that's make a gazillion dollars, and you pseudo copy it, which is actually not a good idea. It's ridiculously close to copyright infringement. You don't want to do that. But what you want to do is you want to create an inventory that's going to be your assets in your company, that are going to give you the royalty payments for being sold, and any sort of referral payments for having, you bringing traffic to Zazzle in order to get referral payments when they buy your stuff. And so that's the most important thing. You have to create your assets, which is strategy number 2. Strategy number 3 is announce, which means you have to announce to the world you've got this store, you've got these products, basically. And we teach you how to do really good, cheap, organic, effective promotion and marketing. So right away, people think, oh, how many dollars do you spend on Facebook ads to get your sales to go up on Zazzle? And it's like, actually, you don't spend money at all, right? Because it's actually not the way to go. And so that's already a huge distinction between Zazzle and Etsy, for example, because you don't have to pay for listings, you don't have to pay for ads. You can do it in a very good organic way. And we're very good at teaching how that's done. And then the 4th strategy is all about aligning. And Jen talked about this, which is so important. You've got to set your goals, then you have to align your mindset to achieve those goals, and you have to align your actions to achieve those goals. And if you don't have those 3 going even in that one strategy, you're already sunk, right? You can say, I want to make $1 million, but then you go like, I posted 10 products for sale. How come I'm not making $1 million yet? Well, obviously your mindset's not really aligned with how this is all working. And you're sort of fooling yourself that this is going to happen out of, thin air. And so that's really important to make sure that that strategy is locked in and it filters into all of the other strategies, right? If your mindset's not right, like if you go like, well, I want to sell in a certain niche and basically the niche is all girly pink stuff, but you say, well, I don't like the color pink, well, then your mindset's already not in alignment with your ability to sell in that niche because you're just always going to go like, oh, I hate pink, why am I doing this? And it's just not going to work, right? And then the last strategy is strategy number 5, which is analyze. And analyze is sort of ties everything all together, makes you look at what happened, decide what you liked about what happened, fix what didn't work well, keep going with what did work well. And it's so much more than just like looking at it from an afterwards perspective. It's also looking at it from the beginning where you're looking at a particular niche and you go like, is this the one for me? Is this where I can really excel? Is this where I can bring my own sweet spot to it and just feel the energy and the ability to just deliver in this niche so that I can make the money that I want? And so then you start to ask that question by analyzing the niche and analyzing your ability to do the niche and to deliver in the niche. And so it's kind of fun that all of these keep getting tied together and one builds and adds onto the other. And all of a sudden, you've got a really well-oiled functioning business if you do everything right. So I'm really excited about that. And in the masterclass, we teach you a lot more of the details, but ultimately, it's running a business in a good way that is ticking all the boxes in terms of what you need in order for someone to go, here's my money. I'd like to buy this from you and to be excited about it. And that's the key to any business online.
No, it's very true. Yeah. And if you know, Elka mentioned at the beginning, like you might have an idea of what needs to be implemented, but it's also just realizing, like she mentioned it, they all have to be working cohesively together. You can't just really focus on one and you can't focus on 2 or 3. You have to focus on all 5 and they all have to be working. And I just want to say too that some people feel overwhelmed, like, oh my goodness, how can I work on all of these things all together? Well, in the master class, we teach you how to, like, what you need to do, obviously, and show you that they can be worked on cohesively. It's not just laser focusing on, one thing. It's all tied in together because if you choose your niche, for example, then your niche then translates into what products you're going to make, and then what products you're going to make translate into the earnings goal that you set for yourself. And if you have that overall like eagle's eye view or big perspective or big picture view of what you need, then it feels less overwhelming that there's so many things that are all going on together because they do intertwine and they work very fluidly together. And so you don't have to feel overwhelmed that, oh my goodness, now I want to make money online, but I don't know how to work all these 5 strategies in. And that's also where, up leveling to coaching, because in our masterclass, we tell you what the 5 strategies are and what they are but then implementing them is the key trick, right? And knowing how they're all going to work for you, and also based on who you are as a personality too. It's very interesting to see how people work, and you have to do some internal work too. That's part of strategy number 4, which is align, and knowing your mindset, knowing your work habits, knowing how you perform as a business owner. And I know, and I want to encourage everyone here, that you can be a business owner, even if you have never owned a business in your entire life, or if you've never even thought about owning a business. Then you can learn, right? Today's skill sets that you possess don't determine your success in the future. And it's just taking that leap of faith, let's call it, to say, okay, let's make a change. I want to change my lifestyle and I can do this. And we help you understand that it is possible. Elk and I mean, when I was 17, which is when I started my first Zazzle business, I didn't really consider it a business per se. It was more of a hobby for sure. Now it's a business, and it was a business many years ago when I implemented the 5 strategies, but I didn't feel confident in myself that I could do it. But it was just because I didn't know the things, right? You don't know what you don't know. And so if you educate yourself and you feel more comfortable and inspired, and it's a little bit by little bit in little doses, and it's not just, okay, all of a sudden now you're responsible for everything, then you can feel more confident that you can do it, right? Even if you didn't have that on your radar previously. It's more also the drive and the reasons why. When we ask all of our clients, and even everyone who comes to our free masterclass, we ask them why they're here today. Why are you on this masterclass? Why are you here on this live video with us? What is your reasoning and why you want to change certain things? Because each one of us has a different story, right? We all have a different history of where we've been, and also a different future. And so why are you here today is very much a driving factor on why you might want to start an online business, or actually dedicate the work to making your previous or your current Zazzle business, because we are talking about Zazzle, work for you, right? And if you've been stepped out of, let's say, a community or a coaching program, or even, this is your first time coming to this YouTube channel in a long time, maybe you're missing out on that feeling of supportiveness, and your reason has actually gone way, you've even forgotten your reason maybe, right? And you just need that one person to say, okay, let's do this, let's change what we're doing, because ultimately you do want to change your lifestyle. Even I want to change my lifestyle, and I have a really great life now, but there's always something that can be better, improved for the future, right? And so maybe it's just also remembering and going back to your roots and saying, what is the true reason why I want to do this? Because your why is that driving passion and that driving factor that you will stay up until the middle of the night doing the things, because you are so adamant at making a change in your life, if that makes sense. Because I know that Elke and I, we had, specific reasons on why we wanted to make money, right?
Yeah. And I think that's the most important thing out of that you can bring to the table, but then we can bring to the table all of those strategies, the 5 strategies, not only what they are, but how to implement them. Because of this Profit by Design Academy coaching program that we set up, you now get a step-by-step no-brainer. You just follow the lessons, you just follow the guides, you literally get told, make this product, put this design on it, do this, and put it in this collection, do this, promote it this way, and you get to practice. And we give you literally the step-by-step on how to do those first 100 products. And the 100 products are based on our research and our proven sales quota and success. And then once you realize that you're being taken care of and that you're being literally led through, held by the hand to see how this operates and how you implement the 5 strategies every single month, then you realize, okay, I get it now. I understand. I can do this. And that's what I want from you. And that's what I wanted from Jen when she first started, right? She initially, as every daughter should, she goes Mom, I can do it myself. I'm no better. But then when she wasn't doing as much as or receiving the results that she wanted, then she goes okay, let me hear those 5 strategies a little bit more. And it was really fun because of her asking me, I had to formulate what I was just doing in my head. And that's how the 5 strategies developed. And of course, afterwards, some people asked us to them help and give them help and so on. And finally we go like, we have to make a course because too many people we're just repeating ourselves. And it's always worked. It's been working. So I think more people would love to be able to access how to do this. And so I think that's the takeaway is if you don't know, but you would like to do, then come and join us in the Profit by Design Academy. Don't even go to the masterclass if you don't need to, because then that way you're just being held by the hand and being walked through, and all the things that took us years to figure out, you get to just be told, here's how you do it. Don't do it this way. Do it this way. This will work. This won't. And I think that's one of the things that we forget is if you wanted to do like, learn how to swim to win an Olympic medal, you'd get a swim coach. If you want to learn how to, crochet or rug hook or whatever, then you all of a sudden you can take a class. Or if you want to really level up in your business, you would get a business coach. Well, that's what we are. We're business coaches, but very specific for print on demand and for Zazzle. And we love that we can take the business strategies that we can really apply anywhere, but have been made very specific for Zazzle based on the print on demand platform, and using everything in the Profit by Design Academy is very Zazzle based, because Zazzle is such a different platform, so unique compared to any other platform that's out there. And even though we're applying basic business strategies, you're getting that application of how it translates to, well, how do I do this on Zazzle though? Right? That's the biggest question. It's like, this is great information, but how do I do it actually on the Zazzle platform to get this result? And that's, I think, where the Profit by Design Academy excels, because there's no other course like that ever around at all. And anyone who's even started to try and make some sort of course, they're all our old students, right? And that's unfortunate, but it's also kind of fun to see that those 5 strategies are just timeless, and that our training has helped so many people, and we'd love to help you. So I know Jen put a link down below. So either whether you join our masterclass first, that's really important if you want to get to know us a little bit better, but we just spent half an hour together. And also if you just want to dive right in, then the Profit by Design Academy is the way to go. And I think if you're going to put the website back up, it's alkaclark.com/start and scale, and everything's there. You can get all the discounts, you get lots of bonuses. We make it all very easy for you to join, and everything is accessible the minute you pay, even if you do a payment plan. And we're ready to work. On Wednesday, we have a call every week, and we're ready to answer your questions, and you are then ready to just walk through that training step by step. And we're here to guide you with coaching on top of the training. So I'm excited.
Yes. Yeah. So if you want to, the link is right here. And it will be in the description of this video as well, to go to the Profit by Design Academy coaching program. Right now, we actually have a sale on. You'll see the discounts on the website for the coupon codes, and it's easily put into when you check out. But if not, then you can come into our masterclass as well. Either way, to be honest, though, if you're ready to dive right in, the masterclass will show you what you need. But then the Profit by Design Academy coaching program is what you need to implement everything. And it's step by step from the beginning. As Elka mentioned, if you have zero experience in your Zazzle journey, if you don't know what Zazzle is, it will tell you exactly what you need. And also just know that this is an opportunity for you to change your life in terms of the way that you make money and bring money into your household. We can never make any income claims, but we have proof from our clients that certain people who have implemented the 5 strategies properly have literally changed their lives, like monumental changes, in terms of paying off all their debt, being able to invest in certain things, and then also just not even paying off debt, but then getting out of a low income, right? And where you can't buy certain things, or you were not even thinking that certain things would be on your radar because you did not have extra expendable income. And now, like Elka mentioned, we had a client of ours just recently quit her 9-to-5 job, which she's been in for many, many, many years. She has young kids, and she's able to now spend time, stay at home with them. And they just recently went on their like dream vacation to Disney World or Disneyland. And so if you're in that sort of same boat where you're like, things need to change, or things have to change, or I just want change because I want a different lifestyle, then you should deserve that, right? You deserve that. Everyone deserves that. And so depending on where you're at in your level of, just determination and dedication, you can jump right into the Profit by Design Academy coaching program. Our doors are open right now. It's on sale. It has a discount associated with it, and you can see that reflected on our website, or you can join our free masterclass.
And just to know, make sure that if you're watching this and you're already on the Zazzle platform and you've been struggling for years, or even if you've done reasonably well, we are here to tell you that you are still losing money. Like, you could make more. And
Yeah.
I know that you can't make any income claims, but we've shown that time and time again with any of our clients that have come on, where they, say, I want to make, I'm making this much, but I'd like to make this much, because I hear about all your clients that are making a lot more. And then we just help them out, right? That's how beautifully flexible the Profit by Design Academy is. It helps people who are beginners, who are intermediate, advanced, and who really want to even move like beyond advanced. And obviously, then if they want more personalized attention, we have other training and coaching, like masterminds, for example. But the Profit by Design Academy is the be all and end all. And you really should get access to it if you want to do anything on the Zazzle platform that's more than just earning a few dollars or even $100 a month. And that's what we really want to get away from. We want everyone to, and if you're on this for so long, I'm sorry that it's taken so long here to talk about it, but if you're still here with us and you're just going like, I just wish I could get a little bit more than just a few $100, then this is the program for you. This is our coaching. And we really just want you to come and see what potential you have once you get the proper tools and the training.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I know we're going to wrap up in a second, but it's very true. We talk about people who have not been making money online or have no business yet, but then there are many people on the Zazzle platform who are successful. And if you're successful, then just know that success, we have edited and reviewed and critiqued even our top earners of our clients, and have found loopholes of things that they didn't remember, or they needed to fix, or X, Y, and Z. And even our top earners who are earning thousands and thousands of dollars a month still can be making more money because we found certain things in their store that they had overlooked or missed. And so just to talk to those people who are at that level on Zazzle as well, there are so many things that maybe you as an individual have not recognized or realized, and you are seeing success and you don't mind your success, but just know that there is always potential for more opportunities.
Yeah. Like, we've even helped people who are making $10,000 in earnings, like payout every single month. And we've helped them get to 20,000 per month. And then they decide that they want to do more, and we help them get to more.
Yeah.
So,
No,
yeah.
it's exciting. So,
Okay. Thank you so much for being with us. And just post something in the comments if you're watching this as a replay that you're interested, or check the masterclass out. We won't be running it all the time, so check out the times that are available and make sure you sign up.
thanks for joining us, and we will see you later. Bye.